Well, hello there. Welcome, man. My name is Kurt Anderson, my partner in crime, Damon Pastolka. Super excited to join you here. Damon, how are you?
Doing great, Kurt, and ready to take a look at this marketing plan generator for manufacturers.
Let's dive in. So we're going to take a look at we've super excited. We've created an AI generated software tool for entrepreneurs, manufacturers, small business owners. And what it does is it takes a business owner through a strategic marketing plan. And so, hey, Damon, for example, hey, have you heard of this company called Caterpillar?
I have heard of that company.
Okay. We're going to dive into this digital game plan. And just for an example, for a quick little demo, we're using this wonderful little tiny company. You might have heard of it called Caterpillar. Wonderful, amazing company here in the United States making great agriculture products. And so, as a matter of fact, if we had not heard of Caterpillar, Damon, on this tab here, we can dive in and get a real clear, concise understanding of what this company does. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on here in this orange column with the strengths here.
Yeah, we're talking about the strengths of the company. So we've input the data about the company, the website, a bit more about the industry and different things. And then it goes out and it searches the website, searches other areas and goes, okay, here's what we see from looking at that are the strengths of the company. And you look at Caterpillar, obviously they've got a global footprint. They're doing crazy amount of work all over the world. Strong brand recognition. I mean, anybody that thinks about big dumps, big payloaders, big excavators, I mean, they're in there, big bulldozers. It's all there, right? So that kind of thing. And as you said, they've branched outside of that too. So they got really good, strong product line.
Yeah, and you're making a great point because, and here's the thing for like, being a little captain obvious here with a large company like Caterpillar, but the thing is for small manufacturers, especially for these manufacturers that maybe over the years, 40, 50, 60% of their business maybe went to one or two customers and like marketing was never a top priority in the past. Then if something, world changes, something disrupts that customer base, now all of a sudden they're like caught like a deer in headlights. Oh my goodness, now what do I do? I need more business. I want to keep the machines running. Where do I start with my marketing plan? What we strongly encourage, invite you to think about, what are your core strengths? And I know this seems like a real obvious moment here, but man, we've worked with dozens upon dozens of entrepreneurs. And even for ourselves, it's like, man, it's like coming back to revisit what are we absolutely best at? And as Damon just mentioned, with Caterpillar, strong brand recognition, heavy equipment market, global footprint, leader in product and innovation. So, this tool, what it does, it goes out and it pulls in, it's AI generated, creates all this wonderful information about you and your company. And this tool is completely free. Damon, did you know it's completely free?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, the boy. So, and then, all right, Damon, let's dive into the next column with this middle column. We're diving into like the strengths and how about the opportunities? Share a little bit about the opportunities here. What do we got going?
Yeah, when we go out there, we really are looking for what are some things that they may have but could expand to go further in the market, or some ideas that maybe really show based on their strengths, based on the market, where they could go with the company to help really scale the company and get more opportunities.
That's right. So now, hey, Damon, just think if you and I, two guys, doing our thing, and we actually gave Caterpillar some good ideas here. But hey, how about growing your strategic partnership in AI and automation for heavy equipment? Man, that is a great idea. How about if you target niche industry verticals with customized equipment solutions, expand your life cycle sustainability services? So again, focusing on our core strengths, and then really leaning into where are those opportunities that are going to move the needle. Damon, let's get into this last column here. So again, this is like a little mini SWOT, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But hey, when you're on a digital game plan, my friend, you have no weaknesses, you have no threats. But Damon, what is the so what column?
Oh, this is an interesting one because the so what, it really goes out and looks to find things that you're talking about that your customers probably don't care about, that you're wasting your time by restating it on a website, or things that you might want to change. I see a couple of them. The use of generic industry buzzwords, that kind of might set people off.
Mhm.
Financial services details buried deep in the subpages. Man, if
Mhm.
people are buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment,
Mhm.
financing can be a
Mhm.
big concern,
Right.
So there's just a lot of different things that you find in here that you might want to say, that's a good idea. Let's just take that out.
Right. And what this tool does, it plays the role of like accountability partner. So again, we're
Yeah.
diving into strengths, opportunities, and instead of those weaknesses and threats, we just caught the so what. Hey, what are some things that so what's so special about you? And how can we bring that more to the forefront? So,
Yeah.
Damon, we're not going to cover the entire thing. We this tool is completely free. We're going to be dropping the link in the comment section for you. We welcome you, invite you, encourage you, pop in. You can create your own full blown marketing strategic plan. This tool is a marketing generator, if you will. No cost, no strings attached whatsoever. We would just absolutely love for you to dive in. Damon, let's take a look at the next section. What this tool does, it creates buyer personas. And
Mm-hmm.
this is so important, understanding who that ideal buyer is. Now, Damon, at the top there, it says soulmate. Why on earth does it say soulmate up here?
Yeah, I mean that's what we call the ideal customer profile. We call it a soulmate because when you really understand your customer, you know who your best customers are.
Absolutely. So here, the thing is like, understand like the demographics, their goals, what are their challenges, what are their
Yeah,
frustrations. Let's take a look. Hey, if any of our baseball fans out there, Damon, you know what? Let's swing for the fence today. Let's go for a home run, right?
yeah,
So what we'd love to do is we've segmented those buyer personas, just like a baseball diamond. So we've got the singles, doubles, triples, and home runs. And so what this tool does is it dives into each of those different segments. And so in this case, it's looking at a home run. So a home
hmm
run is our friend, it's David Martinez. And here we can identify their frustrations, motivations, brand influencers. Where do they communicate? Damon, what do you want to add as we're looking at the buyer persona, the soulmate creation here? What are your thoughts?
Well, this really helps you to understand what are some of the things you need to be talking about, how you can educate your soulmates better, and really what what's important to them,
Yep.
so that you can just make sure that you're covering those things.
Exactly. Over here to the far right on the screen, we've got, what's the role in the buying process?
Yeah,
What are the factors influencing those buying decisions? And I'll tell you, those are so critical. And so the thing is, again, this tool is completely free. And it just, maybe you get on here and like, hey, I knew a lot of this, but you know what? I didn't think of this. I didn't think about, offering industry, going to industry leadership summits, or some of these other factors, like, yeah, they are focused on long-term ROI and total cost of ownership. Damon, let's we've got competitor analysis in here. We can dive
yeah,
into like keyword strategy. More importantly, like with AI, a lot of folks are like, hey, keywords aren't as important as maybe they used to be. They are still absolutely critical, but diving into like what are those ridiculously important questions that
yeah.
your ideal customers are asking? Why are those RIQs? Why are those so critical for our marketing strategy?
Well, because if you're answering those critical questions for your specific demographic, I mean, the customer in the right customer segment
Yep.
for that person, like we had, I believe it was Dave you had up there on the screen. If
Yep.
you're answering the questions that they gives them the information they need to make an informed buying decision, those questions are going to be something that people are asking, searching in AI for. And if you get the right questions out there, you will show up in AI search better for it.
Absolutely. And so the cool thing with this tool is like, hey, what are the questions that ideal buyer, that soulmate would ask during the awareness stage? What
Yeah.
about the consideration stage? And then, hey, when we're rounding third coming into home,
Yeah. Getting ready to
how about
buy.
the decision stage, right?
Yeah.
And so the cool thing is this tool kind of like it gets the creative juices flowing, or just kind of it puts ourselves inside the shoes of our soulmate. And the more you understand that buyer's challenges, their frustrations, and you can help them be the hero of that story, that's how we're
Mhm.
going to smash that home run. Damon, let's close out with this tool creates a little content counter for our friends out there. Again, completely free tool. Talk to us about what this tool, what we're looking at here.
Oh, it's going to give you some ideas if you want to start publishing things, some, LinkedIn content, blog posts you might want to consider, and based on those RIQs and RIKs. So,
Exactly. And so, here, like it gives ideas on like, anchor content, supporting content, what would some trust building content, what would be a potential call to action that
Mhm.
that you could put on your website or on any of your social posts, what have you. So again, this tool here completely free, and down at the bottom it actually offers a content planner where you can pop right in here and you can start scheduling your posts, your social posts, blog posts, videos, pop right in here and you can get that right into the calendar. So, Damon, our goal is to make our friends' lives a little easier out there with this digital game plan. Again, encourage everybody to pop in and check it out. As we close out, thoughts, comments that you want to share?
Now, I think this is the combination of a lot of different pieces coming together with AI and behind it, empowering it to really simplify your marketing strategy development. It really helps you to build your strategy.
Yep, exactly. So, all right, we deeply appreciate you popping in. Again, my name's Kurt, my dear friend Damon, and if you have any questions whatsoever, check us out. Stop us on LinkedIn somewhere. Damon, you're always wandering around LinkedIn somewhere. They can
A
stop
little
you
bit.
and pop right, and
Yep.
just like a little trade show. So, all right, guys, we're gonna close out. Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
We wish you an amazing, incredible rest of your day. Go out and keep crushing it, and be someone's inspiration and make the world a better place. Right, Damon?